Hey, welcome to hey, listen. We know this is a special case of Five Cast. The reason why, because y'all know Five Cast don't do no studio shows anymore. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done a studio show. I don't even know who was the last person, you know what I'm saying, who I gave the honor to do that to. But I'll tell you this right here. We ain't gonna do no name dropping and nothing like that, but I had a guest who I know that was on my show, you know what I'm saying, about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? But we talk to each other through DM and stuff like that. And we know each other from the gym, you know what I'm saying? Famous gym, Phoenix Fitness, you know what I'm saying? My girl, you know what I'm saying, Antonique doing her thing over there. But so I get a DM, and so the DM came on in. I said, okay, let me see what's going on with this right here. And so she was like, hey, G, blah, 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 1 and 1 break 2, added 3, carried the 1. And I was like, well, you know what? If you want this to happen, I said, we'll make it happen. Then I said, well, when you want it to happen? You know what I'm saying? And so she got back to me, and so that's why it's happening. So without further ado, tell everybody in Five Cast Land who we got talking to us tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I go by the name DJ Habibi XO, and I'm a DJ saxophonist and now TV personality.
Hold up now. You talk about a lot of stuff right there now. Come on, H-Town. You know what I'm saying? You hit me with a lot of weight right there now. Hold, you said you're a what much. Now?
I'm a DJ.
He's a DJ. You heard that.
Saxophonist.
He's a saxophonist. Then hold up. Oh, Winston Marcellus doing
on,
this thing.
now.
You gotta stop playing like I don't know
Yeah,
people
man,
that play
Charlie
the damn
Parker,
microphone. You gotta stop
man.
playing with me
Yeah.
like I don't know who played the daggone saxophone and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll name some people. But okay. And what else?
And a TV personality.
A TV personality. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, cool. So I'm gonna tell you a little something about Five Cast. This is how we do it, okay?
Absolutely.
It's quirky, but it's kind of smooth with it. Okay, and because it's not typical like a lot of shows where hey, Q&A, this, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start with the age with you, okay, and we're gonna kind of move, to the right a little bit, okay. You don't have to say anything you don't want to say. That's the beautiful about my show. I don't ask nothing. I just ask you, and you say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it beautiful. And then in chronological order, I'll skip years, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because some stuff we ain't got to get into. But it'll culminate with where you're at now and what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but this gives the people the opportunity to kind of know who you are a little bit.
Right on.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna start this. So I'm gonna hit you with I'm gonna go nice with you. I'm gonna hit you with 13-year-old. We're gonna go back to 13 years old. Where were you at? What state? What city? And what was your mindset like?
13 years old. That was one of my favorite transitioning moments.
Shout out G5. I'm gonna pick the numbers. I just know how to do this thing for some reason. I don't know how to do it, but I just do it.
It really was G5 because that was the year I went from public school to private school.
Oh, shout out to the daggone public to private now. Yeah. That transition there now.
I was at going from public school to private school. It allowed me to really see a different mentality, a different demographic. I had been around, our people, for the longest.
Right.
And so to really enter, into a situation where I had to unlearn a lot of things that I learned.
That's powerful right there.
Back in the countryside, man. Where I'm from.
So with your mind, was it easy for you to go through the unlearn process, or was it something you were willing to accept, or was it something that you found it was like a little struggle?
It was really easy for me because I had a lot of exposure.
Okay, got it.
Just coming from my parents.
Right.
My dad, he's a big time gospel musician.
Okay.
So
shout out to Dad Pops. What's Pops' name?
Yeah.
We name dropping?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Now he a sheriff now.
Okay.
So I don't want to give him too much trouble.
Okay. Okay. Hey, listen, Pops. We gonna say Pops.
But
shout out to Pops.
But Pops really allowed for me. He wanted me to go to this school over HSPVA.
Okay, got it.
And the school name was Straight Jesuit College Prep, and so he wanted me to go there because I was on a roll, never got in trouble, never got caught, to be honest with you. But
shout out to being honest.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and so just as mischievous as I was just as mischievous, in them books, just as mischievous, with people's minds, and especially talking to the older generation. growing up in the church, like you kind of have to do that. And I was a church musician.
Okay.
Still am.
Right. Shout out to that right there.
Yeah, man. Started on the drums, and so you get approached. You know, you have a lot of conversations.
Right.
You know, and I think that all those experiences allow for me to be able to get the opportunity to excel at all white, all boys school like straight Jesuit that at the time was top 50 for academics. You know, but me being a brother, and I say that very specifically because most of the black kids that got accepted into the school, we had to go to summer school the year before we started freshman year. So I think that's something that, just needs to be addressed, but it's a fact.
Like you had to do a catch up or something like that.
Yeah,
like you wasn't gonna be
like you gotta prove yourself. Like you passed the test.
Come on now.
But are you really worthy? Like, come on, let's do summer school. So that was age 13. That was the first year I started taking the car to school too. Shout out to Pops for that.
Pop,
man.
We ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about him.
Man, it was.
Ain't gonna bring Pops up in this.
Yeah, man, that was.
Got you right here driving. You ain't supposed to be, but don't worry about it. Pops, you still good with us.
Hey, shit, son had to get to school, man.
He ain't time to take you. And I feel.
Man, it was. Yeah, that was 13 was a really good year.
Okay,
I was.
All right. So besides, you're doing the church thing and playing music. What were some of your other interests?
My other interest was music and sports.
Okay.
Girls. And honestly, stage performances. During that time, I was performing at the Kima Boardwalk.
Ooh,
too.
Come on now.
Yeah, from about 12 to about 16.
Hold up now.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. And so that was, and it was every weekend.
So you was out there with the sax.
Yeah, sax and drums. Yeah, I was out there because Pops he had to hustle out there, and so those extra gigs, man, it really allowed for me.
So you learned hustle early on.
Absolutely.
You really learned it. You know what I'm saying? And from an honest standpoint.
Yeah, from
the
an
thing
honest
of really
standpoint.
going out there and just really putting yourself out there to do some things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So let's move on a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to your senior year in high school.
Okay.
Okay. It's senior year. It's of course we're on the right side of the semester. So we about a month before graduation.
Right.
Okay. So that transition. You did the transition going to school. So at this point, how had you developed?
I developed more so into an entertainer than a scholar. And I knew that I didn't want to go straight to college. I knew I wanted to keep hustling and keep performing. And so I was the only one that did not go straight to college from straight Jesuit. And I was the first one.
Right.
I really made a record. I was the first one in about 6 years.
So you messed their numbers up. You know what I'm saying? They was on 100% coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? They probably felt a little weight about that, huh?
Yeah. Every I didn't tell anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not tell anybody. My homies they would ask. And I just told them just keep it G. One but three of them. So it was just like the circle, and that's the one whose wedding I'm gonna be in a little bit. Man.
Okay. Shout out to him.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But being able for me to make that decision and not do what everybody else does, it really puts it into perspective of how I honestly just live my life. And I didn't know that at the time, but now looking back on it now, I am able to, be able to look at it and honestly just appreciate my decision making.
Well, one, I appreciate decision making, just you being a young man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying because a lot of people fold under peer pressure.
Right on.
And they'll fold under, even color pressure. You know
right
what I'm
on.
saying? Because
Yes,
it's
sir.
like,
Yes,
you
sir.
ain't black enough. Because you ain't, you ain't rock with us, or you can't be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's pressure. And I understand that because, one, like I was telling you earlier with my son, you know what I'm saying?
Right
My son is nothing like I came up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm happy he didn't have to go through nothing I went through. He didn't have to be in no neighborhoods I grew up in.
Yeah.
None. And I'm happy. And guess what? He is too.
Yeah.
He's secure in who he is. And the fact that I see that with you're secure in who you are. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So that's a testament to your family, man. They did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Man.
So, all right. So, anyway, you're 18 or 17, one of them times when you graduated, you coming out of school. What was your decision?
My decision was to stay performing.
So you gonna stay on Kima? I mean, what were we doing?
At this time, I had a really good church gig. I was at Friendship Community, and the pay was good.
Okay.
And then from time, I was also promoting at Hush nightclub. That was back when Hush was, they were ahead of their time.
Okay.
And
got
so I was doing the teen nights. DJ Chose was the DJ.
it. Okay.
And so
Shout out to Chose.
yeah, man. Yeah, we have a really, really good relationship.
Right.
And so just to be able to have opportunities for me to make money,
Right.
just kind of off like a little abstractly, just in a different manner.
Right.
It just forced me to just stay creative.
Okay.
Yep.
So had you already dabbled into DJing at that point?
Yes,
or,
sir.
Or you've been hanging out?
Man, I had dabbled into DJing heavy. I was doing a lot of the parties for my school. I was at Drink Houston a couple of times.
Oh, so you the man.
I wanted to be.
Yeah,
I really wanted to be.
So do you think in some ways, and I'm just asking,
Yes, sir.
that with that separation you did have from coming from the school that you were in, do you think that part of you was the thing that kind of allowed you to still kind of stay in that set?
I think it gave me I think I wanted to be around my people a little bit more because, it was, we were only about 6% black at my school. There were more Hispanics than there was blacks. And then there were more Asians than there was blacks. And so, for me being out in the streets and, just really mingling with my people, it kind of balanced out.
All right, cool. All right. So you continued to do that for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was the next time period and year that you just made a sudden change?
My sudden change was at 23.
23. So what was it about?
No, you know what? But before 23, before 23, I'm gonna say 19. I moved to Dallas at 19.
Okay.
And I had a residency at the House of Blues in Dallas.
Okay.
I was with a band called Mixed Magic, and we had so many shows that, and that was all we did.
Right.
It was just straight entertaining. So to take it from Houston, go up to Dallas, it really allowed me to get, another family,
Right.
another fan base, and another group of trustees out there that I could, go to and who could also come to me as well. And so performing out there in Dallas, that's when I learned that, musicians out here are practicing a lot more than musicians in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And so it forced me to step my game up.
Okay.
After that time period, I was there for about 4 years. At 23, I joined the Army.
Mm-hmm.
At 26, I got out the Army,
Right.
and then I went black. And that was when I had moved overseas.
Right.
I started learning different cultures, different languages.
Okay,
and
we're gonna back up a little bit. You kind of
Yes, sir,
you
yes,
kind
sir.
of you did overspeed on me, like we call it in the helicopter world, overspeed. You went overspeed on me. Okay, cause I'm still in Dallas. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir,
saying?
yes,
You know,
sir.
took me to Dallas. I ain't talking about no military stuff. Okay, all right. So you learned that you had to step your game up a little bit when you went up to
Yes,
Dallas.
sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did.
Playing the instrument and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So this is what I do love. So I have a friend. In fact, he's a pastor now. He's in Phoenix, Arizona. And but he wasn't always a pastor. But he was in church his whole life.
Right
His
on.
mother, Miss Ronnie, you know what I'm saying? God bless her. That's my girl out of Ohio. So my boy Kev, when I first met him, and I met him probably like in '93, and so and I used to call him Church Chat. You know what I'm saying? Because he came up, his mom and his dad, they were in the church and stuff like that, and so but he was cool though.
Right.
Like he was a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? He was military, so he became my boy. We met playing ball.
Right on.
And I was dunking on him. That's how I met him.
Come on,
I
man.
dunked on him one time. And so but we became cool after that. But he was Church Chat. So he was always I seen him different. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was cool, he was like really a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody saw the coolness in him, but I knew he was Church Chat and everything. So
Yeah.
he hadn't done necessarily the things I had done.
Right on.
But that's what we were yin and yang. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so but he probably learned to be bad too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He probably was really bad anyway, but anyway.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is right here. He used to play the keyboards. So
Okay.
he used to play keyboards in church. And so he learned strictly through church.
Right
He didn't
on.
learn like read notes. He
Yeah.
learned through church, and he could play anything.
Yeah.
He just had the ear. But a couple years ago, in fact, I flew from Colorado Springs to Phoenix because he preached his first sermon at the
Right
church.
on. And you showed
A
up.
couple of years. Yeah, I flew in for that.
Bless
I
you,
flew
man.
in. Yeah, let me go in.
Yeah. Blessings for that.
Because I know what we went through.
Yeah.
We were young soldiers together. You know what I'm saying? And now he's retired. He retired before I did.
That's
And then
commendable.
I was still in this time. And so I had to fly down there for that, you know. But during that time he was there, he was in school, and he was in which school was it? It's one of the prestigious colleges, but it's for music. Because his thing was, he said, "Gee, I can play, and I can play anything."
Right.
He said, "But I couldn't read music."
Yeah.
He said, and I wanted to understand the theory of music.
Yeah.
So he had a studio in his house, and so I was there for like 4 days, and we was in the studio every day, and he's just teaching me stuff because I can kind of pick up on stuff.
Right on.
And but he was enjoying teaching me now,
Yeah.
because he had learned so much. He had been in school for a while now, and so he wound up getting his doctorate in music or something like that. And
Congrats.
and so he's him explaining the theory of music to me. It was just so amazing. And so what it did, it made me appreciate and understand people who can just really pick up things.
Yeah.
And how somebody can never play with somebody before, and they can walk in there and they can play. And I think that's amazing. That's so amazing to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that catches me. And I love live music.
Yeah.
So I lived in Austin first before I stayed in Houston.
Right on.
And when I lived there, every other night I was down there
Yeah.
just watching live music because I love it so much. You know what I'm saying? I love bands. I don't care what kind of music it is. I just love it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just mean to get on a tangent, but so one, because you guys are so creative. I mean, y'all have such a creative sense, man.
Yeah.
Any musician, I mean, y'all are just amazing. And the fact that you're a DJ,
Yeah.
I think is really amazing.
Thank
Because you listen to the music totally different than a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
You really understand the note and the notes.
Yeah.
You understand reading the people.
Yeah.
You understanding vibration and energy. So this way you'll know not to put something goofy on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You'll understand when the crowd is, even though there was hype,
Yeah.
but I know your job is, listen, we're going to keep that hype
Yeah.
at the same hypeness. You know what I'm saying? I want to peak it up a little more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There is no drop. And when you can watch somebody who understands the theory of music, man. So I want to give you applause for that right there.
Thank you
just
so
for what
much.
you do, man. Because people don't understand exactly what DJs be doing, or people who really understand music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's a salute to you. Okay.
Thank you so
and
much.
I'm sorry for going on that
Salute
tangent,
back.
but I
Nah,
want
salute
to
back.
give you that, bro.
Yeah.
But okay, so you said some time went on and you decided to go into the military.
I did.
What made you do that, man?
Man, one of my homeboys wanted to go.
Shout out to
Battle Buddy
your boy
System.
don't want to go by himself.
Man, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, hey, man, you just want to come with me?
Hey, hold
yeah.
on real quick. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, you know what I'm saying? We'll be right back, you know what I'm saying, because we're doing it right here on Firecast.